Hey, Kimberly. Oh, sorry. Hey, Kimberly, thanks for getting this in. Thanks for making it all into one PDF. It's really important for classroom management that all the assignments are turned in as single PDFs. Later on, I like to do group critiques, so I open up everybody's assignment all at once, and I make a big movie and everybody's included in it, and that really only works if all the assignments are just single PDFs. Otherwise, it gets really confusing. So thank you so much for following that instruction. So here's your final shots, right? I think that's the first one. Okay, here's the first one. Lovely composition, nice exposure. You're out in the bright desert in the winter, so this is nicely exposed. It doesn't feel all blown out like these shots can often feel. Same here. Again, really nice composition with very few elements. This is nice. You have a really nice contour of the landscape, and then lots of movement in the sky. Same here. Nice foreground. This is directionally and texturally so much different from your I'm going to call this your midground, and then your sky your background. So that's actually very pleasant to look at. It's an interesting experience for our eyes. And then lastly, this one's really nice because you have this sort of balance going on between the weight of this rock and then the light airiness of this Jojoya? Is that what those things are? I don't know. And I really enjoy how the cloud is haloing this cacti here. Cactus. Just one cactus. And then there's your light meter. Thanks for including a picture of that. I know that I didn't make that a specific requirement for this assignment, but it is for all the assignments, equipment shots. So thanks for catching that. I really appreciate it. Next week I'm going to focus a lot more on making sure that people give detailed write-ups for each assignment that they do. And then they give me 2 equipment shots. Well, a minimum of 1, but often 2. 1 would always be the light meter, but we want it in use in the scene, and I want to see how you're using it. And then second would be your lighting setup of your lighting kit when it's required for the assignment. So great, you did that this time. It's not in the scene, but at least I know that you've got this light meter. It's a Minolta, and that's good because I can talk to you about using the Lumisphere, and so this will work out. Thank you. Okay, that being said, I'm pretty sure that you outputted this PDF in Lightroom. And I always have this experience with students because I'm going to tell you why that doesn't work. It seems like an easy process for getting your PDF together, but it doesn't work because of this. When you're outputting your PDF in Lightroom, you are asked to gauge its quality or size based on a monitor size, and usually it just defaults to whatever monitor size you're using. Now, I'm an artist, I'm a professional, so I've got 2 really big monitors in front of me right now. So what happens is your PDF is made for a smaller viewing size than what I've got, and so it's pixelated because I like to open up all of my students' assignments full screen on my biggest monitor and really look at them. And yours is really pixelated. I'll tell you what was disappointing was this image in particular and this one, because I would love to see the detail and the contour of all these branches, but when I enlarge it on my monitor, it's just pixels. I'm literally looking at like chunks of squares because on my monitor, 1 pixel on your monitor is going to be like 5 or 6 on mine. So always make your PDFs in Acrobat Pro. That's going to give you the highest quality PDF, and it's going to also give you the most, I don't want to say copyright, but ownership rights to it. It's harder for me to change, so it's really your best tool. And as a professional, it's your best tool as well, because how embarrassing would that be as a professional if you output a PDF on Lightroom for a small monitor, and then your client has a nice big monitor like mine, and it looks terrible. So you don't want that to happen. Always use Acrobat Pro to make your PDFs. That's why we require it. That's why we require it for the class. And then beyond that, that's really my only submission criticism. Oh yeah, so here when I enlarge your contact sheets, thank you for including all 40 images, or more it looks like actually. They're just too pixelated. I can't see anything. I get a sense of the overall exposure, but I can't really see any of the image. Oh yeah, you have a lot more than 40. Okay, so I'm wondering, did you find it more effective to when you were shooting the landscape to use your meter in incident or reflective? What gave you your best results? I'm curious. I don't see a whole lot of big differences. Here you've got this 3 different times. So maybe this one might have been reflective and one of these incident. I don't know. I want to know what your best experience was, because when I'm out shooting in the world with my handheld light meter, if I have it in reflective mode, I also need a gray card or a really good sense of what the local value is of any given piece of subject matter that has color to it. Because what your meter is doing in reflective mode is creating exposure settings that will yield a medium gray out of whatever piece of subject matter you have it pointing at. And so if what you have your meter pointing at is not medium gray in value, then you're going to have an over or underexposed image. I hope that makes sense. However, in incident, yes, assuming you're using the light meter correctly, meaning you have the lumisphere on and all the way out, and you have the lumisphere pointing back toward the camera, you're actually getting an accurate reading of the amount of light in that scene overall, which will usually give you proper exposure settings for good exposure. But let me know about what your experience was if you have a chance to get back in here and do that. Other than that, this looks pretty good. Next week, I'm going to really focus on write-ups, equipment shots, and that was about it, really. I think so, yeah. And then also, I'm going to make a note here to post a link that I have on how to make an Adobe Acrobat PDF. I mean, how to make a PDF with Adobe Acrobat if you've never done it. So that'll be in the announcements as well. Okay, thanks so much, Kimberly.